Oh, no, 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 no. Before we do this, we do something else. We have a look at how many estuaries are actually around Australia. Okay, so here's a map, and the source is the National Land and Water Resources Audit, and all these little dots are estuaries. Okay? And that was a survey of the water quality in estuaries. But however, you see how many dots there are. And what you learn from that is that there are more than 1,000 estuaries around Australia. And some are even missing in this map, because we also call Spencer Gulf an estuary, Gulf St. Vincent, and there are other ones on the west coast, okay? So you can say essentially, okay, what's shown here are all the river outlets. Okay, and you can see that there are many along the northern coastline of Australia, which is in a tropical climate, which has receives quite a bit of rainfall. So that is not a surprise. All right, so now the dynamics. Okay, let's just start slowly and talk about positive estuaries. Okay, so essentially what you have is you have water coming from the river. Okay? And the force that produces that inflow from the river is a barotropic pressure gradient. We call it barotropic because it's driven by the slope of the sea surface. It's just a term that we use, barotropic. Okay, and you can see the inflow. This is what creates the inflow. Okay, and this is what comes in. But at the same time, you can also have a pressure gradient driving in water from the ocean. Okay, and we call this baroclinic pressure gradient because it's caused by a horizontal density difference. Okay, this drives some water from the floor. Because you have water coming in from the river side and from the seawater side, you can actually have a flow intensification. You have more outflow in the upper layer, okay, than actually comes in from the river. This is what we call a flow intensification. What the tidal currents do is they move water back and forth, and they provide a means of mixing between the river, low salinity water that you have near the surface, and the saline seawater that you have near the bottom. Okay? So that's what the structure looks like. By the way, isohalines are the salinity contours. Okay, shows you a little bit the structure of how the salinity looks like. But we talk about that a little bit more when we distinguish different types of positive estuaries. Alrighty.